I've definitely got a better understanding of my team and what works for my team. I can start thinking ahead in terms of their career progression, so understanding exactly what their strengths are, but where they want to be. So I'm having a lot more conversations with them around career progression and being a lot more proactive, which I wouldn't have done before.
The program came at a perfect time. It really allowed me to kind of delve into, firstly, obviously my own strengths and tap into those, but also just to have a real open two-way conversation with my team, get a real understanding of everyone's strengths, how we can work together.
I think it probably gives me a sense of calm, a sense of that things are in balance and they're not so much in flux. And I think that's probably the biggest thing when you know what your own strengths are and you're not focusing on the weaknesses, that you can get that balance by applying your strengths in your day to day. And that was like the biggest thing for me, was not coming into work and being unsure about what direction the day was going to go, sort of grabbing hold, using my strengths to make sure that I'm steering the day and I'm steering the week and making sure that we're getting the right things done on time with the right people and pushing every project forward.
I think the one-to-one conversations were really good, and they really got to, your core values and how you really operated as a person within the company. And I think it revealed a lot to me, and it made me really think about my reason for doing things and why I acted the way I did and how I could focus myself better.
I was learning how to prioritise a lot better, and I think this had kind of a trickle-down effect in everything else. So it helped me to know what my capacity was, so if people were looking for an extra hand, and where I usually would always say yes, I actually had a better idea of how much I could help them, and if it was something I could kind of fit into my week and actually help them in a very productive way. And also with this and being able to prioritise and manage my timelines better, my stress levels were a lot less, which was great.
A biggest benefit I got from this was from the managerial side of things. I was able to use E to Grow to really understand Cece's strengths, but also understand, obviously the loads of benefits that they are, but also some of her blind spots to really help her develop within her role. She's mentioned that through going through this prioritization, understanding what is important, she feels like her stress levels have decreased and that she's performing a lot more. And I personally can see that within the last 4 months that she's absolutely flourishing, and flourishing in all of the right ways. She's got more visibility with the senior management team, and she's just feeling a lot more confident in her role, which is amazing.
I think there's definitely a lot stronger collaboration across the team. I think the team really embraced it. They loved it. They felt they learned a lot more about themselves. They've got a better self-awareness. And they're starting to do things that tap into their strengths rather than kind of getting frustrated in areas where they think that they can't potentially do as well. They're actually really starting to tap into the things that they know that they can do.
We're now speaking a common language, and there's a real understanding of what drives everyone. But the real benefit of it is when a project is presented and you've got all this blend of skills in the room and strengths in the room now, that you're getting different perspectives that you wouldn't get from your agency or that you wouldn't get from maybe working directly with your line manager. And that sort of thing, if you could see that being brought across different areas of the business, would be invaluable.
You could really clearly see what everyone else's strengths were and how you could maybe work with each other and motivate each other. And the online tool really helped us to integrate that a little bit better and get to know each other a lot quicker than we would have.
At first when I started, it was about, building that relationship with the team, having regular check-ins with the team, but I suppose I wasn't really thinking long term, moving from just those weekly check-ins to now looking at every 2 weeks having ideation sessions around projects, to making sure we're scheduling developmental conversations in. It was a real support for the performance at work program as well, because I think rather than waiting every 6 to 12 months to have those mid-year and looking back conversations, by the time we actually had those conversations and those meetings, it was very much a case that we'd already discussed a lot of the challenges or the areas that we wanted to work on and focus on, and where we're doing well and succeeding and where we're really using strength. So I think the program was a real support for the performance at work meetings and conversations.
We all spend 40 hours a week working together, and we were close as a team already, but now there's definitely, it feels like we've kind of gone to a better level or another level where we're able to be really open and honest with each other. We know we have a very good idea of what makes each other tick, what our frustrations are, and just how to work together better to deliver what our team vision is as well, because we're only one part of the Jameson team. So we obviously, the better we work together, the better our part of the Jameson team vision will function as well.
I think it helps as a collective, as a team, it helps as a leadership and as a manager, it helps the managers within my team in terms of their development. I think the coaching and the personal kind of touch that goes with the coaching is what really kind of makes it a step above other training programs, because it's something that's really tailored to specific to what I need and what my team needs.
Yeah, I suppose we've all been on kind of training and coaching programs before where you might take a full day out of the office or even 2 days out of the office and you go into quite intensive training. But I think it's the follow-up that was missing with those, where with this program, between the one-to-one coaching sessions with yourself, but also with the app and the reminders and the check-ins, it's really trying to integrate it in your day-to-day, and I think that's really important.
So you're having our one-to-one coaching sessions to understand, how do I leverage these a little bit more? How do I perform better as a manager? How do I perform better in my own role? But also, how do I have challenging conversations if that's what I need to have? So I think, holistically, personally and professionally, I think this has been really beneficial.